Onward, soldiers. Step number 4. We've got all of our pieces and parts out, and we've got our plastic pieces. There's only 4 of them. A couple things I want you to take note of here is that we are working with a left set and a right set, and it shows you here how to build the left set and how to build the right set. Pretty much a mirror image. One thing that you do have to be real careful of is to make sure that you have the right parts. You can see that there's a 2 on here, and if we take a look, a 2 is going to go onto the left. You can see on this part here that there is a 1. You can see it right there. That is, 1s are going to go onto the right. This one's got a 2. And this one has a 1. So we're going to want to match the 1s up with the 1s and the 2s with the 2s. Yay! Okay, so where are we going to start here? Let's go ahead and do something that is going to save us a lot of hassle coming up. Let's go ahead and grab this part here. You're going to see that there's 2 holes. One here and one here. What we're going to do during the assembly is we're going to drop one of the kingpins in, and if you look at the kingpin, you can see that there's a notch in the top, and there's a set screw that's going to hold that in by just going into the notch, but you don't want to over tighten it and touch it. It's going to drop down in, then you can see where that hole is. It's exposed where the notch is. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pre-thread in all of our little set screws, and they are small. We're going to do that on both the top and the bottom. As you're putting these in, it's self-tapping. You're going to want to push with some pressure and make sure that you're going in very, very straight as you put it in. Go ahead and thread it in, and I hope you can see this on the camera. Let's see how close it'll focus up. We're going to thread this in just until we see the set screw. Okay, you see the head of the set screw popping through there? We're going to back it off just until the screw is even with the hole. And how will you know it's even with the hole? You can test drop in the kingpin. You can see it's not quite pushing in, so we're going to want to back that out just a little bit more. Might help if I'm in the camera here. Going to back that screw out just a little bit more. Just keep backing it out until that kingpin goes in. Okay, and you're going to want to repeat that process on both of the knuckles for both sides. And take this back out. We're going to do the same on this hole here. The reason that we're doing that is it's so easy with these to over tighten them, and it's going to strip out, and those kingpins are going to come out very, very easily. So what we're going to do during the assembly is pre-thread these, make sure they go in straight. We're going to back them out just until that kingpin goes in, and then that way we're going to know that just 1/8 of a turn and that's captured, and we're not going to strip it out. Keep losing porn position on the camera here. Okay, that one drops in, and we're going to be ready to go here. Okay, so that's done. At this point, let's go ahead and grab one of our small bearings. And again, these are from FastEddieBearings.com. You can buy a complete kit, or you can buy just one bearing at a time. Let's go ahead and slide that one in. Let's go around to the back, grab one of the larger bearings. You're going to have to use your finger and seat that all the way down inside, just like so. So now we have our set screws in and our bearings. Alright, let's look at the directions here. That goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there. I think now what we can do is, since we are working on the right side, let's go ahead and make sure that we are actually with part number 1, which we are, and part number 1, which we are. Let's go ahead and hold this one like it is, just in the manual here. Go ahead and take this unit and hold it just like you see in the manual. We're going to slide these together. And we're going to drop our kingpins in. Drop the top kingpin in. Let's take our driver, and we're going to go exactly 1 quarter turn. Okay? And at that point, the kingpin should not come out. Go ahead and test it. We're all good there. Swing around to the bottom here and drop our kingpin in. Do the same thing. Going to note the position on my driver here. We're going to go 1 quarter turn. That's all we need. Just enough to capture it. You don't want to really press against or ride into it, or you're going to damage the threads. Okay, everything's nice. Seems to be working good. Let's take one of our cups, and we're going to insert this cup from the rear. Is that right? No. Yeah, that's right. I'm going to go ahead and insert the cup from the rear down inside, and it's going to poke through. From there, our bone is going to go on there, just like so. And that's going to fall apart, so we're just going to lay our bones off to the side. And we're going to repeat the process for the other side, but do make sure that you note and use the proper pieces in the right directions. Okay, we get to turn our page and go to step 5. We've got our left and our right assemblies separated, and we have taken out our hinge pins as noted here, and 2 set screws. If you take a look at the hinge pins, they're going to be very much the same as the king pins were, with this little groove in here, and the set screw is going to keep that from sliding out. It's going to actually use it as a set screw. So what we're going to do is appropriately, just like we did before we get started here, is to pre-thread our set screws, and these are going to go into this bottom hole here, and we're going to want to be very square and straight as we thread those in. We're going to peer through the hole and only screw that in till we just see the tip of it come through, and we're going to back it off and test slide our pin through there. Make sure it goes all the way through. And just to show you what we're doing here, we're going to go in just like we did before and go a quarter turn, and as you can see, when you do that, it's going to capture this and not let it come out. That's all we're after. You don't have to muscle that in and hold it completely straight and square, because that's not what it's meant to do. It's just meant to capture. Okay, so we're going to do that on both sides. Pretty straightforward. Now, as I'm reading the directions, we need to get out the A-arms. And if you remember correctly, on these knuckles that we're working on, there was a 1 and a 2. If you take a look at the numbering on the A-arms, on the suspension arms on the front, you're going to notice that there is a 1 and a 2 there also. And you're going to want to take note and let me double check, but I think that they're opposite. Let's take a look here. We have in the directions the left A-arm is number 1 and the right A-arm is number 2. As I check back here, we have the right is number 1 and here we have the left being number 1. That was really brilliant. So what I'm going to do is take these, and you'll see on the tree you have the part number, and then we also have 1 and 2 as listed down here. They are not marked. There's no markings on them as to which one is which, and I'm not sure. So I'm going to just use a pen. You can scribe something in there, but I'm going to mark this one as number 1 and this one as number 2, just so I can keep them straight. Again, you can just use a little awl and put 1 mark in one and 2 marks in another. It's up to you. So once that's done, we're going to go ahead and trim this stuff up, and we'll be right back. We're going to take them off and trim them up. As I'm cutting all the flashing off these A-arms, they're pretty darn beefy. Take a look at them. They're really built very, very well. There's very minimal flex in them up to down, and they do flex a little bit side to side, which is actually good. But it is nice and beefy. So, what else did we discover? We discovered that their lack of brilliance as far as 1 and 2s lining up with 1 and 2s is actually right, because they did that, but what is wrong is the numbers on the instructions. So, gotta love it. Let's just play pictures. Let's match this one up, which we're building the... What are we building here? We're building the right side here. So let's match this one up. And we're going to match this one up with the picture on the other side, so that they're in the proper orientation. We're going to take our piece here, which is on... I like how they put the right piece on the left and the left piece on the right in the directions. It makes it fun. So let's peer back into our manual, and our number 2s, which we're going to look on here, are the left side, number 2. So we're going to peer here, left side number 2, and left side number 2. Okay, maybe I'm messed up. Maybe they are right. I'm just being very brilliant here myself. What we're going to do is we're going to slide the 2 units together. So we are matched up with the 2 and the 2. Is that right? No, something's not right here. Okay. Because that's not the way it goes. We're going to actually have to use this A-arm. That's not right either. Huh. Okay. Some days you just gotta laugh at yourself. So we're just gonna look at pictures. I think that's the best way to go ahead and get this one done. We're going to build the right side here, and let's hold the unit up to the picture, and we're going to grab the knuckles number 1. As you can see, it matches up to the picture here with the orientation, and we're going to drop this down inside just like so, and we're going to grab our hinge pin and slide it through the 2 pieces. Got to get them aligned up and wiggle them in. This has to be exactly centered here, so go ahead and hold both fingers on the sides, and then we'll take our wrench and we're going to tighten this screw up just like we did on the kingpins, 1/4 turn. That's all it's going to need, and that's what captures that inside. We have parts falling off here, and these all go together just like so to make an A-arm assembly. Go ahead and repeat the process on the other side. Again, looking at the directions here. I'm going to hold this unit like this. I'm going to take a look at the pictures. This is how this goes. I'm going to slide the two units together. Keep missing the camera, sorry about that. And slide the pin in. I'm going to center that pin. And go ahead and put our screw in 1/4 turn. And go a little bit more. There we go. Just like so. That's how you build them. Step number 5 is complete with all the confusion. Better to look at pictures than to read part numbers sometimes, I guess. There we go.